So I'm gonna get this out of the way right away. Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. All right, we're good. Nothing bad happened. What's going on, guys? Welcome to Cinephellas. I am Kevin Moore. I am joined by Bob, and we are here to talk about the new film, Beetlejuice Beetlejuice.
The unknown, conquering your fears. There's nothing harder.
What the f?
All right, I can't believe it's been 36 years since the last film. I love the last film. Michael Keaton's the man, and the question was he able to bring the same energy, and was Tim Burton able to bring the same creativity to this film? Bob, what did you think?
Love the movie. As for the Michael Keaton thing, I'll be honest, I was worried as well. Tim Burton hasn't really done anything I was a fan of. His Alice in Wonderlands, I'm not a fan. So I was a little leery. However, this was fantastic. This was childhood brought back. Michael Keaton didn't miss a beat at all. I thought it was fantastic, and I am extremely excited that I got to see it.
Yeah, it made $110 million over the weekend, and I don't think it's going to drop for the next weekend. Michael Keaton, he's performing on a level of someone. He's like 70 years old, right? I think close to 70.
Oh, geez, is he?
Yeah, he's up there. But the point is that he is performing with the same energy that he did in 1988, and I like that Burton didn't kind of overuse him.
Mm-hmm.
He gave us the same spoonfuls that he did in the first film. It took him like maybe a half hour to 40 minutes to come into this one, but when he comes, he still carries the same chaotic energy. I thought this movie was a little kind of like not as edgy as the first one, because I watched the first one after I watched this one, and while I liked this one, I thought the first one was a little more edgy, if you want to say.
Absolutely. I think Tim Burton was really etching his own path and trying to put his own stamp on Hollywood by, putting Beetlejuice out, which was something that people wasn't ready for. It was something interesting, something new. So since we already saw the path that Tim Burton has gone on, I don't think he could have shocked us much, but I feel like this was a decent enough follow-up. This was a decent enough sequel. I don't think that he could have done anything that would have made us jump like the first one did.
Yeah. And I was telling you before we started shooting is that, there are people probably on this production, set design, any type of design or production team that probably dreamed of this and saying, I can't believe I'm working with Tim Burton. This guy inspired me. And the sets, the design of the whole thing was beautiful. Like you see the $100 million budget on the screen. You mentioned the sandworms. What did you say about the sandworms?
We went back. They didn't update it. This is a sandworms that you saw in the original. This is the sandworm design we saw in the animated series. This is the sandworm.
Yes. And, I thought that, you got the entire cast behind you, and as do I. And I thought everyone was pretty good. I thought the new additions, I thought Justin Thorax was good as like a slimy kind of boyfriend of Winona Ryder. I thought that Willem Dafoe, while he was good, him and Monica Bellucci's characters, I thought were kind of really not necessary. Like, I thought this movie was bloated. Like, I enjoyed it. I liked it, but I thought there was a little too much going on, and there's a lot of story that made me think that, like, maybe Tim Burton kind of had the Wednesday, because he did Wednesday, and maybe he's like, oh, I'm used to really expanding the story throughout 8 episodes. And I think those two characters, especially Monica Bellucci, kind of could have been cut or maybe expanded more. I don't know. I love Monica Bellucci, but I don't know. Didn't think she got a fair shake.
She didn't get a fair shake. She barely got a story arc. Willem Dafoe, I still don't know what he was supposed to be. I think he was there just as a favor, or he showed up. I was hoping some payoff of some joke or something, and nothing. And that annoyed me a little. Like the constant thing of him throwing the coffee cup out and stuff like that, and keep it like, yeah. I feel like it could have, I don't know. Far be it for me to tell Burton how to do anything, but like, yeah, like you said, Bellucci, she was building up. We were all like, we were watching her run this thing, and then
especially, I love the backstory. I'm not going to spoil it because I think it's one of the great gags in the movie. How the backstory between Beetlejuice and Monica Bellucci's character is presented. I loved it. I thought it was so funny and so creative in the way it explained why these two have bad blood between them.
And the thing is, like, that was something I wondered in the first movie. Well, we never know what Beetlejuice was like in the before time, if you will.
Yeah.
And so this gave you a little, just a little morsel on it. And oddly enough, that was all it needed.
Yeah, absolutely. And I thought, Jenna Ortega, who obviously worked with Burton 2 years ago, Wednesday, she's on the Burton train now. And, I thought she fit nicely into the movie. She has the very deadpan humor that she's very, very good at. And, I thought she was a nice addition. I hope Burton does bring her into more projects. She, as I said again, that she fits well into his aesthetic.
I feel like the way we all looked at Winona Ryder through Burton's stuff, Edward Scissorhands, everything like that, that I believe Ortega could slip into that role if he decides to keep going this route. Like I said, I'm not a fan of some of the later work, but this was a glimpse of, and if this is a sign of things to come, then I absolutely want Jenna Ortega to kind of take Winona Ryder's spot there. Not
Yeah.
replace, but just kind of take that niche. If they do a new brand new story, like if she's the interest, great. Also, I have to say this is amazing that Tim Burton made a movie and Helena Bonham Carter wasn't in any of it. So I'm very happy for that as well.
You know who he's dating, right?
Uh-uh.
Monica Bellucci. That's why.
There it is. All right.
There it is. There's the Helena Bonham Carter of this cycle.
Oh, all right. Well, there you go.
But
Guys,
I want to give credit to Catherine O'Hara. I thought Catherine O'Hara brought that chaotic energy. A lot of the young kids today probably just know her from Schitt's Creek, and she brings the same crazy energy from that show to here, and I thought she's very funny. Winona Ryder, she's grown as an actress. She's grown like Burton has, because Burton and her were kind of like new on the scene when the first one came out, and obviously they've grown as actors, and the director both liked their performance. But I really liked what they did. We're not going to spoil it for you, but I really liked what they did with Jeffrey Jones. We're not going to talk about what he did in Hollywood. He's very controversial, but the way they work around that character and including him into this movie, I loved it. And Bob, you were saying that you loved it too.
It's fantastic in the way they did it. And it's funny because it's been long enough where people forgot why we don't like him. And like, it's been long enough. But the best thing is the kids nowadays don't need to know why. All they know is this is why. And so, yeah, I think Burton handled that really well. They could have just left it at, the thing you see in the trailer, which is just his casket. But the way they went around all of it, I think it would help. It certainly helped my kids be like, oh, okay, that's what happened to Dad. Got it.
Yeah, and for us, it was so much fun. So much fun to see how they did it. And like, if you're a fan of the 80s and specific animation styles of the 80s, I think you'll dig it too. Definitely dig it.
Yeah, like you said, a lot of this stuff was reminiscent childhood moments, and even the soundtrack. The soundtrack is back. The score. I don't remember if it was Danny Elfman again. I would assume it would be.
Yes, it is Danny Elfman. Yes.
Then yeah, it was just more of the stuff we loved. You know what I mean? Gina Davis and Alec Baldwin not being in it is explained, but I honestly think it would have been terrible if they were in it. I mean, take out Willem Dafoe, Monica Bellucci, and put them in. It still doesn't make any sense.
No. Yeah. And, personally, again, we're not going to spoil it for you, but I did not see the twist coming. Bob did see the twist coming, but, maybe you'll see it or maybe you won't see it. But overall, I like this movie. I'm going to give it a strong 3.5 out of 5 hair pieces. How about you, Bob?
Yeah, 3.5 for the reasons we talked about. There was unnecessary stuff. That being said, it's not to say that they don't have cool moments in the movie, but I feel like having a entire role dedicated just to them, I think that was kind of bad. But the cameos, the unsung heroes, all that, I think it made it a lot of fun. Yeah, 3.5 by far. Willem Dafoe, Monica Bellucci not in there or something would have pushed me to a 4. But yeah, 3.5.
Yeah, it's not a letdown like some legacy sequels are, but as we keep saying, there are things that make this film a little bloated, but it's still a great time. I was never bored during this movie, and I'm going to start a hashtag Justice for Bob, who is right there behind me. I'm not going to tell you anything about his role, but for a guy who never spoke in the movie, just kind of mumbled, the guy stole my heart, and that's all I'm going to say.
The 2 times I saw it, everyone in the theater felt the same way.
Yeah. It was a collective awe.
I have a plush Bob in the kid's bedroom that is just this big, and it's just got. But we got it before we went and saw the movie happen. My kid goes, "Who'd have known this would have been the best character in the movie?" And I have to say, like, I strongly agree. Anytime Bob appeared on the screen, like, I was excited.
Yeah, absolutely. Loved him, loved him. And definitely go out and see this movie again. Speak No Evil is its really only competition this weekend. And I feel that the word of mouth of this movie is strong enough that Speak No Evil is going to come in number 2, and this one's going to keep afloat at number 1.
Yeah, what was it? Like you said, this was at 111 this past weekend,
Yeah, 111. Yeah,
and Deadpool Wolverine was at 76 or
that's
96.
just that's just a money maker on its own.
That's what I mean. Like I was
Printing money.
baffled at that. That even alone surprised me that that Beetlejuice would have came in, but that shows you how much desire and how hungry everyone was for this.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm glad that they said there will be no third one.
Yes, because we can't wait another 30 years. I don't think Keaton's going to be alive.
I don't think half of this crowd's gonna. Well, I mean, that would be fitting at that point. But like, yeah, I like there being no third one. I don't want anything. I don't want a TV show. I want this left alone.
Yep, absolutely. Guys who are watching, let us know below. My written review is also up top. Do you agree with us? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did you think this was a waste of time? Let us know. Come visit us at Cinephellas.com for the latest in movie, TV, and video game news. And as we say in the site, I am Kevin Marr. This is Bob, and cheers.